Assalamualaikum students. My name is Hiranam. I am here to present our topic rate of change and limits. First of all, rate of change means divided by anything divided by time, and we choose to define rate of change with speed. Speeds because we use speed when we travel from one point to another point. Like we want to go from Sahiwal to Lahore, we have traveled some distance with some speed and take some time for traveling travel our distance. So our speed and time make our distance easy or proper or faster or slower. If our speed is highest, fast, then we travel in minimum time. If we have speed slow, we have a speed slow or normal, it takes different time. It depends on time, because if we go with a car from one place to another, it's faster speed, then it takes less time. It's normal speed, it can take normal time, but we are slow, our transport is slow, on slow speed, then it takes more time. So it depends on time. Speed is a scalar quantity. Scalar means a number, just a number, nothing else. But when we travel anywhere, then it has speed. Not only speed, it also has a direction. As I said before, we are going from Sahiwal to Lahore, then it have a direction to our distance speed. It's called vector. When we have scalar and direction, it becomes vector. Scalar is just a number, magnitude, numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, any number. But vector has magnitude and a direction. 1, 2, 3 have magnitude and also a direction. On which direction? Left side, right side, up side, down side. It's have a direction. But scalar do not have direction, but vector have direction. So it depends on direction, because somewhere we are going, then it needs speed, also direction, also time. So it takes time, speed, direction, then it become complete procedure of traveling. So we have velocity. Then we said velocity, it means it has direction, it has speed over time. In simple way, we say R equals to d over t. R is the rate or speed. It's also denoted with v. V is velocity. D is distance, which distance we want to cover. T is taking time to travel from one place to another place. If we want to go from A point to B point, then it takes time. This time is T. Its unit is meter per second. In simple way, we write M over S. In simple way, we travel from one place to another. It takes time, it takes direction, it takes speed. So R equals to d over t is the formula of speed. This is rate of change. It's the rate of change with respect to time. Means distance over t. Distance divided by time, then it's become velocity. Average speed. In this, we will calculate higher speed or lower speed. Then find the difference between higher speed and lower speed over total time, means higher time and lower time, duration of time taken and divided, like starting point t0 and ending point tn, taking both and take difference of this, then divided by total distance over total time. Our faster speed or lower speed difference over total time, then it become average speed, like this, d2 minus d1 over d2 minus t1. Instantaneous speed. Instantaneous means instance mean 1 second. In 1 second, in simple way, without any time, it's just in seconds, in less than 1 second. Time approaches to zero. It's many minimum time to calculate. So in this, we check the speedometer. In a car, we see instant speed, while you may have going 16 miles per hour for a moment. Your average rate of speed for 10 minutes might be 4 more or 4 less. We have an example. Finding an instantaneously speed. Find the speed of falling rock at t equals to 1 and t equals to 2 when speed is 16 t square. Solution delta t equals to h. We suppose delta t equals to h. The difference between initial time and final time is h. Delta y. Y is the distance between two things. Then y2 minus y1. From one point to another, we are covering some distance, so t 16 t square is the initial. We suppose initial, so 16 t naught square. Here we have to think that we cover some distance, so delta t naught plus h. T naught plus h, if we move from one point to another point, like this, one point to another point, so it covers some distance, it takes some time, it's takes some points, so we add, so it become y2 equals to 16 t naught plus h whole square, because it cover from one point to another. It's have a distance from one point to another point, like we have one point here and second point is here, then we cover some distance with some time, with some speed, with some points between them. So t naught plus h, here we have t naught, then we have here t naught plus h, so it covers some distance, so we can write final point is t naught plus h. T naught, we are taking t naught as an initial point, so it becomes y naught equals to 16 t naught plus h whole square minus 16 t naught square over h. Set t naught equals to 1. If we taking t naught equals to 1, then it becomes 16 1 equals to 1 plus h whole square minus 16. 1 square equals to 1, so it's become only 16 over h. Delta y over delta t equals to 16. Open the scaling formula, a square plus b, a square plus 2ab plus b square. We write 1 square plus 2ab, 2 multiply 1 multiply h, so it become 2h plus h square minus 16 t naught square equals to, so equals to 16 plus 32 h plus h 16 h square minus 16 t naught equals 1, so it's we have 16 only. So 16 and 16 become cancel, because here we have a positive 16, here we have negative 16, so it become cancel by cancelling property. We have then 32 h plus h square over h. We are taking h common. 32 plus 16h. H will be cancelled by cancelling property. It becomes 32 plus 16h. We can also take common 16. So then it becomes 16 bracket में 2 multiply h. Now we set t naught as equals to 2. Then it similar pattern we open whole square. It becomes 4 plus 4h plus h square minus 64 and this is minus 64. It is positive 64, so it will be cancelled. And then we are taking common h. Then it becomes 64 plus 16h over h. Multiply over h will be cancelled. It becomes 64 plus 16h. This is the example of instantaneously speed. Linear function. As we know, linear function is y equals to mx plus h. Similarly, similar concept of average rate of function. We have working on straight line or linear function. As we know, linear function graph is straight line. So average rate of change to be equals to rate of change equals to change in y over change in h. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 equals to delta y over delta x, which is also called m or slope. Mostly we denote m as a slope. So slope is referred to the gradient incline or pitch. It means vertical change over horizontal change. Rise over run. We normally call rise over run, or vertical change over horizontal change is known as slope. Non-linear function. If we have non-linear function, then we do not have average rate of change is not constant of non-linear function. Non-linear function graph is not straight line, so our rate of change is not constant. It's changed with the graph line. So we have this like this. This is the graph of x square. So we have the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 over rise over inch. We have this formula, but 2 points are chosen. So this is computed as this. Average rate of change for function y equals to f of x between x equals to a and x equals to b. We have 2 points, x equals to a and x equals to b. We have 2 points. Rate of change in y and change in x. F of b minus f of a over b minus a. Difference between 2 points. Difference between function of 2 points over difference between 2 points. Limit of function values. Here we have the function which will have open interval except possible at itself. F of x arbitrarily closed to L. L is the limit as close as approaching limit is the approaching value of the function, but not exactly approach. It's just approaching value. It's not the exact value of the function. So we have the formula limit h approaches x naught, f of x equals to L. L is the limiting value, x naught which is approaching value. H approaches to x naught, it become x approaches to 1, 2, any number, anything. F of x is the function which is given. Behavior of the function. If you find the behavior of the function, so we solve this example, then we get the behavior of limits function. f of x equals to x square minus 1 over x minus 1. If we put x x equals to 1, then denominator becomes 0. So we need to know denominator never becomes 0. So x not equals to 1. We cannot put x equals to 1. So we simplify this, because this is the formula of a square minus b square equals to a minus b, a plus b, like this. We break this formula, x plus 1, x minus 1. X minus 1 and x minus 1 will be cancelled out, equals to x plus 1 remaining. This is when function become y equals to x plus 1. We have the point 1 to removed. Now we can put 1, because when we put 1, it never becomes 0. Denominator never becomes 0, because now we do not have denominator. So we put different types of values in it. X equals to 0.9, 1.1, 0.99, 1.01, 0.999, many values. Then we get it's approaching the value of 2, not exactly 2, approaching the value of 2. When we put x equals to 1, it approach 2. But in function values we can check the behavior, it closer to 2 but not exactly 2. So this is the limiting value of the function. Limiting value of function is 2 at x equals to 1. There is the both function have a graph, like when we have this function. After breaking this, we have this graph, this function, but here this function x square minus 1 over x minus 1. Then we have whole, because we do not have x equals to 1. If we put 1, then it denominator becomes 0. So we do not put x equals to 1. So this is whole. x1 is not included in this function. But here when we break the function, applying formula a square minus b square, and become this function y equals to x plus 1, then we have x equals to 1, because when we put x equals to 1, it has value. So this has point, not whole. So limiting x approaches to 1, x square minus 1 over x minus 1 equals to 2. Now we have some examples. Limit x approaches to 2 when f of x equals to 4. We do not have any variable, so we cannot put the value of x. We have only function is 4, so we do not put x value, so it become equals to 4. If we have x value, then we put x value. When we do not have x value, then we do not put the value of x. So limit x approaches to 2 when function f of x equals to 4 equals to 4. Limit x approaches to minus 13 when function is 4 equals to 4, because we do not have variable here. In example 3, limit x approaches to 2, 5x minus 3. Function is 5x minus 3. We have 5x, x is the variable. Put the value of x. X equals to 2. 2 multiply 5 equals to 10. 10 minus 3 equals to 7. We have the value of x. Putting the value of x. So function is 5x minus 3. Now we put the value of x. Then our limiting value is 7 of this function. Now identity function. Limit x approaches to x naught, f of x equals to limit x approaches to x naught, x equals to x naught. Means x approaches to 2. Here we have only x equals to 2. Then we have the value is 2. If we have the value x approaches to 1, limit function is x, then we put the value of x, it become 1. If we have limiting value x approaches to 5 and function is x, then value is 5. Constant function. If we have constant function x approaches to x naught, f of x equals to k. K is any constant, so value is k. Function, if we have constant function k, f of x equals to k. If we have any variable function, then it changes the value, but if we do not have variable, only constant function, it become equals to 4. Like this, for example number 4, example number 2. We do not have function in variable, so it's only the constant, so our f of x equals to x, f of x equals to 4 equals to 4. Like this, if we have the value f of x equals to k, then equals to k. Now we have next example, guessing the value of limit x approaches to 0 when radical x plus 10 minus 10. Putting the value of x positive 1, negative 1, positive 0.5, different values like this. It approaches to 0.05. When we put 0.005, too many small numbers, then it approaches to 0, not exactly 2, but approaches to value. After 50, we have some numbers, but we are taking only 5 digits of the number. After dot, we are taking 5 digits, not too much values. So here we have 0, 0, not approaches to 0. It approaches to 0, but not exactly 0, because after this we have some numbers. So not exactly 0, it has, but approaches to 0. Now we have the theorem, limits laws, like if we have L, M, C and K are the real numbers, capital L, capital M, C and K are 4 numbers, real numbers, then limit x approaches to C, f of x equals to L. Limit x approaches to C, g of x equals to M. When we have two functions and their limits, then we have two limiting values. Then we have some rules. Limit x approaches to C, f of x plus g of x equals to L plus M. Their limiting value also sum. As we know, function is simply we sum do in previous lecture. We do sum functions, difference between two functions, product between two functions, quotient rule between two functions. On similar pattern, we do sum between two functions and their limiting values are equals become summation of two limiting values. On similar pattern, we have this f of x minus g of x. Their limiting values also make the difference, L minus L. If we have the value L is 5 and M is 3, then L minus 5 equals to 2. Product rule. L limit x approaches to C, f of x dot g of x. We do product of two functions, then put the limiting value. It become equal to the limiting value of first function and limiting value of second function. Multiply both numbers. Just like we assume 5, L equals to 5, M equals to 3, then its value is 15. So this is very simple and easy to solve these things. Constant multiply rule. Constant multiply rule, x equals to C, k dot f of x equals to k dot L. K is any number, any constant number, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, any number, constant number. It also multiply with the limit. If we have the function x, k, and x approaches to 0. Then function equals to x, so x equals to 0, we put the 0, it becomes 0. But when we have function f of x equals to x and x approaches to 2, it becomes 2. K is any number, we assume 2 equals to 3. Then k multiply limit of function, which is equals to 2. 3 multiply 2 is 6. Quotient tool. In similar pattern, we can use quotient tool. F of x over g of x, their limiting value x approaches to c, equals to L over m. We know denominator never becomes 0. So we find the function limit value of f of x and also find the limit of g of x, which is equals to L over m. Power rule. We have power rule. F of x, limit x approaches to c, f of x r over s. Then limiting value L equals to, limiting value equals to L power r over s. S never becomes 0. We know denominator never becomes 0 because it becomes 0, it is undefined. So r over s, s never becomes 0. For examples, limit x cube plus 4x square minus 3. Now put the value of c. Before this, we separate these function. Limit x approaches to x cube plus limit x approaches to c 4x square minus limit x approaches to c 3. We put x equals to 3. F of x equals to x cube, so f of x equals to x cube, x approaches to c, it becomes x cube. 4 f of x equals to x square, x approaches to c, putting the value of f of x, so it becomes plus 4 c square minus, this is the constant function, f of x equals to 3, so constant function come in k minus 3. Now we take second part, x4 plus x square minus 1 over x square plus 5, limit value x approaches to c. We separate this number, limit x approaches to c, f of x equals to x4 plus limit x approaches to c, x square minus limit x approaches to c 1 over limit x approaches to c, x square plus limit x approaches to c 5. It becomes c4 plus c square minus 1 c square plus 5. Now we see the c part, third part of the example. Limit x approaches to minus 2, radical 4x square minus 3 equals to limit x approaches to minus 2, 4x square minus 3 radical. We break the limiting function in two parts because we have function in depending on two values, 4x square minus 3. So limit x approaches to minus 2, 4x square minus limit x approaches to minus 2, 3. Putting the value of x equals to minus 2, 4 minus 2 whole square minus 3, 16 minus 3 equals to 13. The limiting value of x approaches to 2, radical 4x square minus 3 equals to radical 13. Limit of polynomial can be found by substitution. Polynomial function have also limiting values. So as we know, the polynomial is an xn plus an minus 1 xn minus 1 plus so on plus a2 x square plus a1 x plus a naught. Then limiting value x approaches to c, p of x equals to pc equals to a n cn plus an minus 1 c n minus 1 plus so on a 2x c 2 plus a1 c plus a naught. Limiting value of rational functions can be substituted if denominator is not equals to 0. Simple p of x, limit x approaches to c, p of x over q of x equals to pc over qc. Limit x approaches, limit of rational function is x cube plus 4x square minus 3 over x square plus 3. X approaches to minus 1, so we take minus 1, x equals to minus 1, putting the value of x, minus 1 cube plus 4 minus 1 square minus 3 over 1 minus 1 का square plus 5 equals to 0 over 6 equals to 0. The result is similar to the second limit in example 1 when c equals to minus 1. Limit 6x plus 4 over 3x minus 1 when x approaches to 1. 6x plus 4 3x minus 1 when limit x approaches to 1. Limit x approaches to 1, 6x plus 4 over limit x approaches to minus 1, 3x minus 1. Now we break limit x approaches to 1, 6x plus limit x approaches to 1, 4. Limit x approaches to 1, 3x minus limit x approaches to 1 equals to, putting the value of x equals to 1, 6.1 plus 4 over 3.1 plus minus 1 equals to 10 over 2 equals to 5. Now we have another example. Limit x approaches to 1, 1 over x plus 1 over minus 1 over 3 x plus 1 minus power minus 4 over 3. Now we have limit x approaches to minus 1, minus 1, 1 over x plus 1, minus 1, 1 over 3 x minus 1, x plus 1 minus 4 over 3. Minus 4 over 3. X approaches to minus 1. 3 is in denominator over denominator because it's multiply with this. Denominator multiply with above denominator. So it becomes denominator. When we break this function, it will multiply this 3 multiply with above numerator, and this x plus 1 minus 4 over 3 will multiply x plus 1. So 3 becomes in numerator minus 3 x plus 1 minus 1. When function going upward denominator to numerator, then power of the function become minus. So here we have the value power function is 1. When it become numerator, it become minus 1. It changed their sign. If we have minus 1, then we go to numerator, then it become positive 1. But we have here minus, we have here in numerator minus 1, because we change function from denominator to numerator. It changed their sign. We have power only 1, and when it come to the numerator, it become minus 1. X plus 1 equals to minus 4 over 3. Then we solve this function. We take upward because both have x plus 1, so we only take power on above side. It become minus 1 plus 4 over 3. It become minus 3 x plus 1. Power is 1 over 3. When we put the value is minus 1, it becomes 0. Inner function becomes 0. then overall function equals to 0. Here we have two examples. 2x square plus 3 over x square minus 5 minus 1. Limit approaches to infinity. We're taking common because both have x square. We're taking common on both sides. In numerator, denominator taking x square common. Then it become x square common 2 plus 5 over x square. In denominator, x square taking common minus, it becomes 1 minus 5 over x minus 1 over x cube. Limit x approaches to infinity, x square will be cancelled. It becomes 2 plus 3 over x square over 1 minus 5 over x minus 1 over x cube. Putting the value of x is infinity. Infinity means 1 over 0. We put the value of infinity, it becomes 1 over 0, and 0 multiplied with 3, it becomes 0. And when we put x equals to infinity here, so it also 1 over 0, 0 multiplied by 5 equals to 0. When we put here x equals to infinity, infinity is 1 over 0. Similarly, 0 multiplied with 1, it becomes 0. Our answer is on 2 over 1, which is equals to 2. Here we have another example. Limit x approaches to 1 when x equals to 1 over radical x minus x equals to limit x approaches to 1 x minus 1 radical x plus 1 over radical x minus 1 radical x plus 1. Here we have the formula of a square minus b square. So it becomes x square minus 1 square. Radical x square, which is equals to x minus 1 square. We will cancel x square, x minus 1 over x minus 1. Then function become limit x approaches to 1 radical x plus 1 equals to 1 plus 1 equals to 2. Now we have another example. Limit x approaches to positive infinity 9x square over x plus 2 equals to limit x approaches to infinity x square brackets 9 over x 1 plus 2 over x. We're taking common x. X will be cancelled with the square. It becomes 9x over 1 plus 2x. Limit x approaches to positive infinity x 9 over 1 plus 2x. Then we put infinity here, it becomes 0 because 1 over 0, 0 multiplied with 2 equals to 0. So limit x approaches to infinity x 9. So we have the only function is this value have the value is 9, but it multiply with x. Limit x approaches to infinity, so our function limit is infinity. This is another example. Limit x approaches to 0 sine 4x over x. When we have sine 4x over x and x approaches to 0, we have some formulas of trigonometric function. Limit x approaches to 0, sin x equals to 0. Limit x approaches to 0, cos x equals to 1. Limit x approaches to 0, sin x over x equals to 1. We use this formula here. We multiply with 4 because we have angle is 4x, but in denominator we have only x, so we have to multiply and divide with 4. Then our angle become equal to this. So limit x approaches to 0, 4 sin x 4x over 4x. limit x approaches to 4 multiply limit x approaches to 0, sine 4x over 4x equals to 4x dot 1, because sine limit x approaches to 0, sine x over x equals to 1. So this is the constant function. 4 is constant function, so 4 dot 1 limit x approaches to 0, sine 4x over x equals to 4. We use this formula in trigonometric functions and easily do these questions, and try these things and solve and do some practice. You can easily solve these questions of limits. Thank you. Any question about these things?